afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Selma, North Carolina, as we have the 8-8 Louisburg Hurricanes matching up with the 4-9 Jaguars. The Jaguars looking to pick up their first win here at home in January. But right now we have the Hurricanes trying to look to pick up a road win today in Region 10 play. I'm Pete Dorse, alongside colleague Craig Green. Craig, welcome aboard.
Good to be back here for part two of today's doubleheader. See if JCC can get the result they want in this ball game after a hard-fought game between Guilford Tech and JCC Lady Jags. Unfortunately, they fell about 7 points short, but in this game here, it's a little bit of the unknown for JCC versus if they can weather the storm of the Louisburg Hurricanes.
Yeah, but if you take a look at the Louisburg Hurricanes, Craig, right in front of us, you know, they have a very deep bench.
They have a lot of guys they can throw at you, and that all starts with a player like Ronald Bridges, who's averaging 18 points a game. They have a lot of guys who like to contribute. They have at least 6 players, Petey, who average 7 points or better a game, a team that averages over 80 points a game. Coming here to the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium, trying to give the Jags a second consecutive loss, and that's not what they want today. So can the Jags get it together and get themselves into the win column?
Yeah, Craig, talking about 80 points per game, the Jaguars averages 81.2 points per game. Field goal percentage, Jaguars shoot at 43%. Three-point line, they shoot at 34%. But like I said the other night against Fayetteville Tech, hopefully the Jaguars still have momentum coming in this game, because that game against Fayetteville Tech, I said one person in the game need to run the hands through, and it did run against Jaden Dunn. But we'll see exactly how Elijah Purdy away in the front court.
And Elijah Purdy has had some attention here in the region, outside of Region 10, from other schools such as Shaw University has been taking a look at Elijah Purdy because he's a talented young man who can get it done on the basketball court. But again, yeah, let's see what number 1 in Johnston Community Gray can do today against these Hurricanes as he runs the show, tries to set up guys like Shakir Howard and Michael Linton and get them their shots. But also, I think the leadership of a player like Quavon Anderson can play a big factor in today's game as well. Sophomore coming back to JCC for his second year. I think he's seen and done it all in Region 10, and he's pretty familiar with some of these Louisburg guys.
Yeah, you know, this game, both teams separated by not many miles, about 84 miles between Louisburg and Smithfield here. But I tell you, a lot of these players played each other in high school. You know, like you said, leading scorer for Lewisburg come out of Durham, Voyager Academy. And, you know, it's just interesting to see how Louisburg comes here as you know, pre-game, we'll do a moment of silence for one of the Louisburg Hurricanes who was tragically killed in December. We'll do that in honor of the Louisburg Hurricanes. But, you know, not to get a lot of people sad, but, you know, Louisburg's coming in poised. It's 6 more weeks of the season. You definitely want to get in the top of the Region 10 to make an impact in the postseason play, because Region 10, the only way you make it to the big dance is win the conference. And it started back in November. Jaguars continue to struggle, you know, 4-9 on the season, looking to pick up their 5th win. And, you know, right now it starts against Louisburg.
And, yep, this is a game that the Jags need to have if they want to improve their standing in the conference. You know, coming off of a loss here at home against Fayetteville Tech, not where they wanted to be, a hard-fought game. Just couldn't get the stops they needed down the stretch. Couldn't execute the way they wanted to down the stretch offensively to get the job done. And we know Louisburg, a team who is 8-8, again, just like you said, close in scoring averages. It's going to be a tight ball game. And, you know, Coach Brian Bagwell is not going to have any excuses for missing his number 2 leading scorer in the late Jaden Munson. Again, want to send a heartfelt condolences to Jaden Munson, his family, and to Louisburg College as well. And as Petey mentioned, we will have a moment of silence to celebrate the life of Jaden Munson here very shortly.
You know, he averaged through 11 games. He started 11 games. Average minute, you know, through 11 games was 5 minutes. But he averaged well into double digits at 15 points per game, shooting 35% from 3 and shooting 42% overall as a guard. The sophomore tragically lost his life on the wrong side of the the trigger in December. We got 1:21 left here inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. Petey Doors, Craig Green. We're going to come right back here inside the Harrison Gymnasium for tipping off and pregame festivities. You're listening to Jaguars Basketball on Jaguars Sports Network. Welcome back to JCC Jaguar Sports Network. We're taking a moment of silence for the lost life of Jaden Munson. All right. So now we'll do the starting lineups for the Louisburg Hurricanes after the national anthem. See Taylor, Craig, listed at 6'6", could be a problem for the Jaguars on the size inside, and also they load up on a 6'7" Malachi Mayfield.
And just like you mentioned, starting for Brian Bagwell today, Malachi McLean, 6 foot from Sanford, North Carolina. Number 2, Jordan Kearney, 6'2" from Holly Springs, North Carolina. Ronald Bridges, number 15, 6'4" guard from Durham. Allende Taylor II, 6'6" sophomore from Raleigh Christian Academy. And Malachi Mayfield, number 24, sophomore, 6'7", from the Voyager Academy in Durham, North Carolina.
Jaguars come out starting Jaden Dunn, Lizer Purdy, along with Shakir Howard, Michael Linton, and along with Q Anderson. So we'll see what Coach Creasy can draw up to get the Jaguars started here. Craig, one thing about the Jaguars, they start off pretty quick, but then after that, they cool off in the second half, and that's where they struggle.
Got to stay consistent in this game. Don't want to have those up and down lulls that you can see from time to time. Can the Jaguars maintain the consistency and be thorough throughout this contest from minute 1 to minute 40? Got 20 minutes on the clock in this first half, PD. Let's get this party started.
Party getting started here at JCC Jaguar Sports Network as the Jaguars 0 for 1 in today's action of the doubleheader. Ladies fell by 7 in the first game as Mayfield hit it right to Howard in the backcourt. The Jaguars turn it over. Right in the hands of Taylor, and Taylor fighting offensive board, going up, missing twice. Louisburg from the corner. And Taylor with another big rebound down low, the 6'6" forward.
About 4 rebounds already to get us started for Louisburg as shots wouldn't fall to get the opening minute going, but they finally found one after about 3 offensive rebounds.
Ready to Dunn, top of the key. Dunn, elbow shot off the left side, and Dunn gets it. Jaguars on the board.
Jaden Dunn was in here about 11:30 this morning getting shots up. He knew he wanted to come out here and have a big game today.
Louisburg gets her first opportunity from deep and coming up with a missed shot, Kearney. Coast to coast, and Purdy cannot get it to fall. Clean top of the key over to his big man Mayfield. He'll hand it off to Taylor, and Taylor stripped by Howard. Howard taking it off the right side, and the Jaguars with a 4-2 lead.
Good job by Shakir Howard to turn defense into offense.
Jaguars in that tight man defense. Screen. Nice screen by Bridges. They pull down the offensive board once again and got our first whistle, stoppage of play. The foul is going to be against Michael Linton.
So that'll send Ronald Bridges to the line after the first foul, as you mentioned, on Michael Linton. Don't want to get him into foul trouble, PD, because Linton does a lot of work down low for the Jags, keeps a lot of possessions alive.
Bridges makes both free throws. We're tied for the second time at 4. Punched out by Kearney. 6'2" guard.
Almost took out our producer Eric over there. Luckily, he's all right.
18:09 left. Jaguars working the ball around the perimeter. 17 on the shot clock. Shuffles one to Anderson. Anderson with that soft baby hook like who else but Patrick Ewing, your New York Knicks.
A beautiful drop step, very reminiscent of the 1994 New York Knicks. And Quavon Anderson decides to emulate that oh so beautifully.
Kearney misses the 3, and Michael Linton was able to tip it to Purdy. Purdy to Anderson. Anderson baseline. Lobs it into Howard, and Howard goes up and it's stripped. Nice defense by Mayfield to strip it from Howard. Inside as Louisburg fighting and going up strong. Dropping the elbow is Taylor.
Yeah, after Kearney misses another attempt, Ayinde Taylor able to keep it alive and score. Taylor versus Linton, interesting matchup today as well as as Mayfield versus Linton.
Clean over top of the key to Mayfield, and long 3 for the Bigs. That was Taylor's shot off the mark. Preddy finds Michael Linton, and Linton is fouled by Malachi Mayfield.
They're saying they're going to give it to Bridges on this one here. But Linton struggled from the line on Thursday. Let's see if he can put 2 in the bucket today. Get off to a good start from the charity stripe.
And Michael Linton. Something Michael Linton's, typically the first Jaguar to shoot free throws every game as they lead 7-6.
He draws so much attention when he's at the basket that it's hard to defend him down low cleanly.
Malachi McLean slowly brings the ball up with pigtails out the back. Long 3 with a Steph Curry range, and Q Anderson boxing out down low, out rebounding Malachi Mayfield. Linton with a baby hook and draws the foul. Jaguars looking to extend the lead.
Well, Zach Taylor with that foul. So quickly 2 team fouls against the Hurricanes, and Linton again at the line, trying to take advantage.
Michael Linton misses the first. S 16-17 left in the first half. Michael Linton misses both opportunities with the clock stopped. McLean bringing the ball up, works the right side over to Kearney. And Louisburg setting up an offensive play, 3 on the way, in and out. Nice look by Kearney.
And Kearney 0 for 5 to start the game, though.
Nice spin by Preddy. Preddy up and under, and it's good.
So pretty from Elijah Preddy.
Jaguars, 4-point lead. Bridges over to, and there he is. Kearney, 1 for 6. Q Anderson drops his shoulder, gets away with a foul, but Howard, right wing drives, forces up the shot, looking to draw the foul, and here comes Malachi McLean. Malachi, when they stop, pulls it back out.
Hey, Chicago! Chicago!
14:55 left. Next dead ball will have immediate timeout. It's Mayfield, left side over to Taylor. It's Bridges with 5 on the shot clock, puts up 1 for 15. And the Jaguars trail 11-10.
Very patient by the Hurricanes to take their time, find the shot they wanted, and they were able to execute, as the Jags were unable to execute from Dunn to Linton on that inbounds pass.
11-10, 14-28. Mayfield will have a seat as Dominique Fields checks in for the Hurricanes. Nice backdoor cut and a feed down low, and draws the foul as Taylor to the line.
And Linton with 2 early fouls, he's going to have to take a seat.
Jaden Gregory will check in for the Jaguars. Free throws left off the front of the iron.
The momentum slowly turning to Louisburg after the first 6 minutes belonged somewhat to the Jags.
Jaden Dunn with his head touching the rim, reaches for the rebound and gets it. Howard spinning down low and forces up a shot as he's hit the floor. Here comes McLean. McLean and Howard with the steal. Howard lays it up and it's blocked. And there was no goaltending. Is trying to get too fancy, goes straight up, and Bridges extends the lead to 3.
Yeah, now good clean block by Taylor against Shakir Howard.
Dunn is able to net it from 16 out.
2 for 2 for Agent Zero. Pulls the Jags within 1.
McLean switches hands as he goes up and misses. Agent Dunn.
3 for 3 for Jaden Dunn. Good start for the Jags guard. Again, we saw him in here earlier before 12 o'clock this afternoon getting in shots.
14-13. Bridges step back 3 for the left wing. Oh, he stepped on the line, so it's a 2.
But nevertheless, Bridges just as hot as Dunn. He's 3 for 3 from the field. Add a couple of free throws, he's got 8 points.
Brady. Over to Gregory. Gregory hands it off to Dunn. The hot hand of Dunn. Drives, draw the foul, and will shoot 2.
Yeah, Kearney will be tagged with the foul. Looks like everybody's going to get a chance to go to the bench and talk about it.
All right, got a media timeout. 15-14. Jaguars trail. Welcome back as the Jaguars trail by 1, 15-14 in the first media timeout through the first 7.5 minutes. The Jaguars and Hurricanes 3 ties. Jaguars led by as many as 4 as they led 10-6. It's been a 9-6 run for Louisburg as they lead by 1 with 12:27 left. PD Doors, Craig Green bringing you coverage inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium on Jaguar Sports Network. Agent Dunn looking to go perfect. And he continues to climb with 7 points. Four ties. Dunn misses the second. Nice look by Bridges, but unable to convert as he looked to be fouled, and Louisburg still fighting with it and stays right with Louisburg.
Nobody could control the loose basketball. Q Anderson had his hands on it, but it was out of bounds when he was finally able to secure it.
Reset the shot clock.
Sun's a big factor, as you can see, PD. It's really bothering Kearney over there on the wing, standing near the end line.
Inside of Bridges, and he loses the ball, turns it over. That's a third turnover for Louisburg. Pretty almost travels, but able to hold that pivot foot. Dunn straight to the hole, 1-on-4. I'll tell you, Fields, I thought took it off the rim, but unable. Fields converts on the other end, yes.
Yeah, soft touch by Dominique Fields. Got the lucky roll after the miss on this end by Dunn. Just soft touch rolled off the rim, and now a turnover. They've compounded the issue.
McLean ahead to Bridges of Bridges. Pads of stats.
That's 5 turnovers for the Jaguars. That's why they find themselves down by 4 right now. Another turnover.
Jaguars trail by 6.
And Bridges again, the recipient and the beneficiary. It's up to 12 now of the 21 points for Louisburg.
Bridges pushes it ahead to McLean. McLean looking to stop and pop.
Man-to-man defense by the Jags.
Great defense by Pretty, but McLean takes him to the hole and misses. But right there to clean it up is Dominique Fields. 8-point lead. Nice take by Dunn. Unable to convert, but draws the foul and heads to the free throw line, shooting 50% so far today.
So we'll tag Taylor with the foul. Let's see if Dunn can build on his current standing of 7. Bring the Jags a little bit closer. The deficit has gotten away from them right now.
Makes the first. McLean checks in for the Jaguars, along with Raekwon Johnson.
Got to find an answer for Bridges, though, when you get back on this defensive set. He's been the catalyst for the Hurricanes so far in this first 10 minutes. An unforced turnover also could help.
23-17, 6-point lead, 9:51 left. Johnson with the screen for Dunn. Johnson rolling. Dunn off the elbow. Long rebound, and Fields is able to save it.
Exchange, shit.
We got a trip on Emmanuel McLean.
And McLean kind of laughing it off there. He's trying to stop the ball handler at all costs.
McLean goes in to Kearney. Kearney for 3. You can count it.
And Kearney, that's his second 3 of this first half.
9-point lead Louisburg's way. Dunn loses the ball, bounces right off his foot. Bridges, right side, 3 on the way by Kearney, and Kearney. Dominique Fields hustling, unable to haul it in. Jaguars being out-rebounded and leads the way with both teams with 7 turnovers.
And appearing to be an out-hustled for loose balls as well.
Howard.
Had a pretty good start, but things have cooled down for them since about the 15-minute mark.
Howard driving right off the glass.
That's what the Jags needed back down to 3 possessions.
26-19. Mayfield with a screen for McLean. McLean with a long 3. Pulling down a rebound is Mayfield. Mayfield back out to Bridges, spin around to McLean, left side to Kearney, and back down low to Dominique Fields, and his up and under, and it's good.
What an athletic play by Fields. Even tougher shot, but was able to get it to go amongst all those Jaguar defenders.
Dunn forces up a shot on the right block and somehow coming down with the rebound. Gregory for 3, no, and coming out with it, and tipping is Bridges. Johnston and Bridges fighting for the rebound. Bridges to McLean. 7:26 left, 9-point lead, Louisburg. Fields guarded tightly by Dunn. Fields stops off the elbow and is good.
Fields 4 for 4 in the first half. And again,
Leads climbed to 11.
Jags have gone cold, and the Hurricanes have maintained a certain level of consistency to build this lead up to 11.
Gregory from the corner, count it.
That could be a spark that the Jaguars need to get themselves back into this game.
30-22, 6:44 left. This Fields was flashing through the paint and over to McLean. McLean stops, top of the key, deep 2. And Jaguars come down with the rebound. Gregory for the same 3, same size, 6 points. Gregory himself in a 6-0 run.
Jags shooting their way back into this game thanks to Gregory's 2 3-pointers. Now you need another stop here to really put the pressure on. I mean, it's really been all Louisburg in the last 10 minutes as a 3-pointer's converted by McLean. Timeout by Coach Bagwell.
Coach Bagwell calls a timeout. Got a full timeout, 33-25. Jaguars trail by 8. You're listening to Jaguars basketball on Jaguars Sports Network. Welcome back, 33-25, 6 minutes ago, and the Jaguars bringing the ball up the court, trailing by 8. McLean's 3 was able to rotate some fresh legs in as Rivers with the trip. Correction, TJ Thomas with the foul. Rivers escaped the area. Got a media timeout, 5:44 left. We're going to stay right here as the Jaguars trail. Craig, Jaguars led by as many as 4, as it was 10-6. We've had four ties in the first 14 and a half minutes. They've trailed by as many as 11, now within 8. What do the coaches for the Jaguars need to draw up to get within 2 possessions?
It's been a good contest so far. What I think the Jags coach, Jay Creasy, needs to draw up here really is just getting your best players in their best positions. Feel like I've seen a whole lot of Jaden Dunn here in the first 15 minutes of this first half. You know, maybe spread the ball around a little bit, some more movement without the basketball. Go to your best set play that you may have. Might be what I would draw up here. But again, you know, Jaden Gregory, you know, if we're going with it, he's got the hot hand. And, you know, he's hit 2 consecutive threes, so perhaps maybe a little screen action, a little perimeter game for Jaden.
I tell you what, great with Jaden in the perimeter shooting hot, 2 for 2. Correction, 2 for 3. I'd definitely be looking for his hot hand. As opposite side, McLean puts up a 3, and Bridges with the rebound. Rivers out to Thomas, and they hand it off to Hodges, and his puts his back on a defender, and we got a trip. And on the foul is Hodges.
Yeah, you got to credit Howard with the steal, and then Christian Hodges tried to clean up the mess, but instead he fouled Shakir Howard. 4-on-4 contact. Not often you could say number 4 steals the ball from number 4, then number 4 fouls number 4.
Howard.
Now number 4 versus number 4 again.
Jaden Dunn. I mean, that's Elijah Preddy. Step back, ices the net, and make it 27 for the Jaguars.
Tough shot by Preddy. Got it to fall. That's exactly what JCC needed. Had to, at a minimum, it's a turnover. I thought the right call was a travel, but that was not called.
33-27. Jaguars within 6, closing out the first half. Brady with the screen by Howard. McLean. Baseline's cut off. Great defense by TJ Thomas, and they're able to find Q Anderson in the paint, camping out for 2.
Good look, good catch by Anderson, and better conversion of that pass. And we're right back to a 4-point game.
Looking like Burns for NC State, just right underneath the basket with the one-hander. It's Q Anderson, 33-29. Jaguars with a chance to get within 1 point with a 3.
And good job by Preddy to make it tough on McLean, made McLean turn it over.
Elijah Preddy, nice spin, elbow shot, flush it.
Preddy's starting to feel it. He's made 2 of his last 3 buckets, and now we're just down to a 2-point lead. Felt like things were slipping away, but again, Hurricanes have been quieted.
12-3 run for the Jaguars since the 7-minute mark. Kearney checks in for Bridges.
Bridges had a nice run so far this first half. 12 points. Been quiet for the last 7 minutes of this game, though.
Kearney out top to McLean. 11 on the clock, 11 on the shot clock. Got 5 and keep moving. Be a shot clock violation.
Talk about the awareness of the clock quite often, and you're still in the middle of passing the basketball with less than 3 on the shot clock. You are not paying attention.
Jaguars with the chance to take the lead with a 3. Brady over to McLean. McLean to Anderson. Howard was cutting backdoor. Anderson was unable to get the ball to him. Johnston flashing into paint, and Howard forces up a shot. Had plenty of time, but forced up the shot. You see Singleton will check in. Shooters roll, and coming down with it is Johnson. Jaguars searching for the chance to take the lead, and we got a push off. Not sure how they didn't call Hodges on the push. 33-31. 2:30 left first half. You're listening to Jaguars basketball on Jaguars Sports Network. Petey Doors, Craig Green. Inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. No other place I'd rather be than sitting right here with you, Craig, the best seat in the house.
Likewise, as we just see Malachi Mayfield end their scoring drought and give the Hurricanes a 4-point advantage. Almost can see it on the lips of Elijah Preddy saying, "I need some help." He found it in Jaden Dunn, but now he's got 7 on the shot clock.
Johnston's shot was forced, and here come the Louisburg Hurricanes in transition, and it falls along with 2 Jaguars and Kearney, but it was offensive foul.
And Kearney went charging in. But luckily, the Jags had their feet planted. And the offensive foul has been called. A rare albatross here at the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium has been caught. The offensive foul with the player standing outside the restricted area.
Nice pass for Singleton to the flash of Pretty, and Pretty step back jumper.
What a nice pass. Again, just like you said, but Singleton threaded the needle and Pretty converted, and Pretty's feeling it, clapping in the face of Malachi McLean.
Bridges stops 15 feet, and Johnston with a rebound.
Then unfortunately a turnover as Raekwon Johnson was looking to pass the ball out to one of his guards. He wasn't ready for it, turned it right over back again, so now they have to defend under their own basket.
Bridges, long 3. You can count it for 38.
He's been feeling it this whole first half. 15 points for Ronald Bridges to match the number on his jersey.
Singleton crossover, top of the key. Stops 8 feet, and Singleton.
Nice little shake and bake by Singleton, lulling the defender to sleep before he finally stops, pops, and drops.
26 on the clock is shaking and baking. At top of the key is McLean. Picks up his dribble. Got 13 on the shot clock, 16 on the game clock. Brady gives him right side, baseline, and we got an offensive foul.
Whoa. McLean runs over Alvin Singleton.
We got 6 seconds. Can the Jaguars?
Maybe they can tie it up here in this final 6.2. And you see Coach Jay Creasy directing traffic, trying to orchestrate the band here to get things going. Here comes Pretty.
15-footer and done. That's it. The buzzer. Jaguars trail 38-37. Going into halftime. We'll come right back here. You're listening to Jaguars basketball on Jaguars Sports Network.
Imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Welcome back to the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium, 38-37. What a great game we have on hand here, Craig, as the Jaguars trail against the Louisburg College Hurricanes just by 1. There was 4 ties in that first half. Jaguars led by 4, as Louisburg led by as many as 11. But through the until the first media time, at the first 8 minutes, it was back and forth. Then Louisburg got the momentum, picked up the pace, led 30-19, and it's been Jaguars on that 16-8 run to get within 1.
And what the Jags need to do is keep that momentum going. I mean, what they've been able to do is get guys like Elijah Preddy going late in the first half. In the final 10 minutes, he had 6 points to help close the gap, as did Jaden Gregory. And it's been a concerted team effort, PD. It's not been just one guy like we saw where it was just kind of the Jaden Dunn show on Thursday. I mean, you've got Jaden Dunn with 11. You've got Preddy with 8. I mean, you've got Shakir Howard with 4, Anderson with 4, Jaden Gregory with 6. I mean, everybody's chipping in. I think a total team effort is what it's going to take for the Jags to pull this thing out.
Yeah, if we take a look at inside the box, the Louisburg Hurricanes shooting 51%, 36% from 3. They've got 18 rebounds. They out-rebounded Jaguars by 7. They've got 13 turnovers. The Jaguars have 9. Their biggest lead's 11. Jaguars shooting at 55%, but the big difference in that, Craig, is 66% from 3. They are 2 for 3 from long range.
Smart shots are good shots, and they're not really out there jacking up three-pointers. You see they've made a big effort to get inside the paint and find favorable high-percentage baskets, and I think that's why the Jags are shooting 15 to 27 from the field right now. I mean, both teams, shooting pretty well, albeit a low-scoring game right now, 38-37, going into the second half. But again, I think the team that executes the best in the second half, that makes the least mistakes, is going to be the team that comes out with the dub.
Yeah, the Jaguars need to figure out how to contain Ronald Bridges. Like you said, Bridges walking out of court with 15 of the team's 38 and 7 rebounds.
He's been a guy that they've had no answers for in this first half as Ronald Bridges. He's been doing it from inside and outside, and he's really had an effect on the game, and he's been the straw that stirs the drink for these Hurricanes today.
But I tell you, the way the half ended with just 6.2 on the clock, the Hurricanes didn't set up a no full court press, nothing. They just pretty much let the Jaguars come down the court. Jaguars came down the court. Preddy handed it off to Dunn, and Dunn done what he's done all night.
and he's had a good game so far in this first half. I mean, he got a little cold in the final 10 minutes, just shooting 3 of 4 from the second in the 1 of 4 actually in the final 10 minutes of the first half, but still leads the team with 11 points, followed by Elijah Preddy with 8. Again, we said Jaden Gregory with 6. You've got Shakir Howard and Quavon Anderson with 4 apiece, and then Alvin Singleton and Michael Linton with 2 points as well. The leading rebounders, again, Jaden Dunn, Howard, and Linton with 3 apiece. And then again for Louisburg College, as we get ready to start the second half of play at 40 seconds to go, they were led by Ronald Bridges, 15.7 boards. It's been really all Bridges in the first half. Followed by him was Dominique Fields, 4 of 4 from the field, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Then you got Kearney, 6 points and a board. Not very hot shooting. He did hit 2 threes. Followed by Allende Taylor, the second, 4 points, shooting on 2 of 4 from the field, 0 of 2 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds to go along with that. And Malachi McLean had a 3-point basket he hit, 3 points, no rebounds for him. Mayfield, 3 points, 2 points, 3 rebounds.
So we'll get started with the second half. The Jaguars come to the court, trailing by 1. And this is where the Jaguars have been struggling at times this season, unable to, get a hot start in the second half and catch yourself from behind. This is what happened the other night against Fayetteville. Hurricanes get the ball first, and it'd be Taylor inbounding to McLean. See how the Hurricanes come out with the defense from the Jaguars, looking inside and going up. Nice feed inside to Malachi Mayfield.
Nice, easy basket to get things started for the Hurricanes. They draw first blood in this final 20 minutes.
Let's go! Together!
Back to a 3-point lead, just like that. Jaguars need to answer. Dunn stops, 14-footer, and rims out and pulling down the rebound. Hauling it is Malachi Mayfield. Double M pulls down the rebound.
Not a bad shot by Jaden Dunn. It just didn't fall for him.
Had a nice look, elevated on that baseline. McLean stops, and no. It's like McLean was trying to draw the foul.
Either that or channel his inner Steph Curry.
Jaguars turnover and back. Dunn, Howard fighting. And we have a timeout. Jaguars, just like that, opening minutes, Craig, 1 bucket with a minute and 11 off the clock. It's 40-37. Jaguars still haven't found a way in the scoring column yet in the second half. Almost 2 turnovers back-to-back for the Jaguars.
When you're trailing, it's not how you want to come out to start your second half. Again, you see Mayfield get his bucket. They're 1 of 2 to start the second half here. But for the Jags, they missed 1 shot, but they've turned the ball over twice. So 3 empty possessions. It's not where you want to be. But it is Jags ball here, inbounding underneath the Louisburg basket.
Right to Dunn, and he goes straight to the hole, and it's inside the cylinder, and he draws an and 1.
Count the bucket, the bruises, the whole enchilada for Jaden Dunn. Agent 0 on the board once again as Malachi Mayfield tagged with the foul.
He's looking to pick up our 5th tie with a made free throw here. We're all knotted at 40. For the 5th time today, we're tied at 2, 4, 6, and 40. Nice look for Mayfield.
All those are even numbers.
Whips it across court to Dunn. Dunn, as it's going off of his wrist. Bridges cannot convert. As the sun is setting here in Selma, North Carolina. see exactly how the Jaguars in the dust evenings. Linton step back, could not fall as Bridges sprints in the front court. 1-on-4, takes it straight to the hole.
Yeah, Bridges grabs the rebound and then does it all himself on that possession.
I'll tell you, Craig, I'd rather be down by 2 than down by 3. If I had a choice to be down at all.
Absolutely, because much higher percentage shots can be taken from inside the arc than outside the arc. But again, today's basketball's been dictated by long-range bombs. The popularity of the game, the popularity of the shot is really evolved with the likes of Stephen Curry's of the world.
If they could just saw me playing 20 years ago, I mean, I made Steph Curry who Steph Curry is. We're tied at 42.
Good. Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
Taylor didn't like what he saw off that left wing. Goes back out to McLean. Preddy has great defense on McLean, not letting McLean get no separation as he wraps around on the layup and draws the foul. And he had Preddy beat. That's where Preddy picks up the foul.
Yeah, McLean too quick after that crossover, was able to get himself into the middle of the lane. And again, you have to make a decision: let him go or foul him.
In and out on the free throw. Back to a 1-point advantage. Jaguars looking to take the lead. Since they led early in the first half, and Dunn from long range. Nice look. Bridges sprinting all alone and misses. Easy layup, and right there to clean it up is Taylor.
Again, offensive rebounding playing a big factor. Getting that inside position, able to grab the board, put it right back home.
Johnston looking to check in for the Jaguars, along with Emmanuel McLean. Hugh Anderson saw the street light cut on and took a straight baseline.
Yeah, tried to cut him off from that long-range threat, so he decided to make his way into the paint and introduce himself to the glass with a kiss.
Bridges is ice cold here in the second half. First half is all Bridges. Second half, he's 1 for 4. With 2 of those missed layups. Dunn, double teamed at top of the key. Going to Linton, and Linton had a nice baseline jump shot. Had a nice look, couldn't convert.
Don't know how many of those we've seen roll off the rim for the Jags in this game.
With the cleanup and possibly over the back is Malachi Mayfield. Make it 47 to 44.
Yeah, they didn't catch it.
Hugh Anderson was still on his feet. Linton. Reverse layup, Malachi McLean.
Nicely done by McLean to avoid the defender, go up and underneath, get it to go.
Now by 5, Jaguars need a bucket. Preddy short. The Jaguars need to make some rotation. As Linton and Howard has a seat as Johnston and Emmanuel McLean checks in. And Malachi Mayfield exits, along with Taylor checks in, along with Dominique Fields. McLean's to take it over here in the second half. It's 6 points for McLean. It's 51 to 44.
And McLean, a tough layup. Got it to go amongst a couple of Jags in his way. No matter for him.
Preddy flushes for 15. Three, and you can count it. The unguarded Jordan Kearney.
Defense! Together! Come on, Jordan!
Both teams doing a good job of,
46.
sorry, Petey, both teams doing a good job of responding to each other. Then we got offensive foul called. Looks like an illegal screen will be called on Raekwon Johnson.
Singleton checks in. Last night when he checked in the second half, he went flush a couple threes from the corner.
There's a three-pointer that McLean just nailed. It's up to 8 points here.
There's a two.
They give him a-
57. 46. Got a timeout. 57-48. Jaguars trail the Hurricanes. Welcome back, 56-48. Jaguars and Hurricanes battling here in Selma as the Hurricanes lead by 8. The back and forth basketball, and Singleton with a foul. He fouls. We got a media timeout, 13:50 left. Craig, we're going to stay right here as the Jaguars, in the second half, this is the biggest deficit so far, and Coach Creasy called that timeout at the last dead ball to get back-to-back timeouts right here. But, there's flashes of momentum in the second half in the first 7 minutes. But this is the problem where the Jaguars always fall between this media timeout and the next media timeout at the 4-minute mark. Jaguars struggle.
They got to stay the course and come out, try to play their best basketball here, execute to their best ability, make smart passes, and also, we talk about moving without the basketball. Those are all the traits and things that they need to do. They want to come out and have the success that they want to have here. We got a little mix of their lineup here with some starters and some of reserve guys here. You see Coach Creasy trying to get the best mismatch in the Jags' favor against what the Hurricanes are doing. So, again, this possession defensively is really, really important. You don't want to fall behind double digits at home.
56-48, Jaguars and Hurricanes battle from Selma. The battle on the hardwood. This definitely is hardwood. It's not hard rubber.
That's correct. See if the Jags can weather the storm of the Hurricanes in its final 13:44.
Bridges' pass was off of the hands of Dominique Fields, and we have a foul. I think one thing I'll do for Singleton is let's see if they can get some possible smaller uniform for him, because uniform looks like it swallows him. Singleton to the line is popped right back up as he got drilled.
I always talk about,
Makes the first.
it's always the old saying in the South about being too big for your britches. Very often, not too often, you see your britches be too big for you.
13:37 left. Jaguars looking for the half a century point, and it falls.
Hey, go! Go!
56-50. Great defense on Rivers for Singleton. Inside, and Taylor just bumping and grinding down low and making room on the defender and going up with a soft touch.
Not bad defense either, just, you know, better play by Taylor to fight off the contact and put up a nice hook shot and score.
Done. Double teamed. Go inside to Johnston, and Johnston gets on the scoring column.
There we go. Raekwon Johnson.
Was ineligible last semester. He's back in full effect. Backdoor cut, nice block, but a foul by Raekwon. It's Taylor.
Yep, that'll send Taylor to the line. You know, Taylor in the first half, PD had 4 points, 5 boards. Looking for points 9 and 10 now in a supporting role to Bridges.
If we just had the dance squad over here earlier in that last girls game, possibly could have got a nice victory. They show up for the boys game. Making both free throws.
Come on. Hey, the next time something happens about the rim, come on. Go it again. 10. Oh, 51. Watch the ball. Okay. 10, 51, 51, 51, 51, 51.
60 to 52. Linton, 5-footer coming off the rim, and here come the Hurricanes. Bridges out to Rivers, and back to Bridges. 12-17 left. Louisburg with offensive. They have an offensive foul. Basket does not count. Wiped away to 3.
Let's go. Go again.
60 to 52.
Come on. Come on, dog.
Jaguars. Pop, pop, pop.
Pop it till you drop, Alvin Singleton. Finally got that one off. Finally got a long-range bomb to go. Now back down to a 5-point deficit.
Back up to 7.
A good way to answer.
Together.
Dominique Fields able to kind of keep the Jags at bay, but now a foul call. And it's going to be Bridges this time, PD, with the foul call. But Jaden Dunn at the line had 11 points in the first half. He is up to 16 now.
Dunn makes the first.
What was the difference in that in the last 30 minutes?
Dunn missed that free throw, PD, and down with the rebound came Bridges. And back across the timeline now, the Hurricanes. That 3 in and out for Malachi McLean, rebounded down to McLean.
Yeah, that was a break the Jaguars called on the missed shot, but it was all the way in the cylinder and popped out. Could have been a 9-point game. Here come the Jaguars, reversing it back to a 4-point game. As McLean had a nice look for 3 for Louisburg. Kearney for three. Does not fall, and here come the Jaguars. Within four. Gregory, shots blocked by Dominique Fields.
This great pass, though, by McLean.
Hey, 51! 51! Match! 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 Match!
Emmanuel McLean, stutter steps, drives, kicks it to the baseline, and Linton there to flush it home.
Linton finally gets on the scoreboard. He had 2 free throws earlier, but he missed his previous 3 shots. That's a big basket. Get this down to a 2-point game.
Jaguars need to stop here and try to take the lead. Bridges, elbow shot off the left side. And Jaguars ball. 9:50 left. Jaguars went in 2. Emmanuel McLean kicks it to the corner. Singleton for 3. And it's a jump ball. They'll reset the shot clock to 20. Howard checks in for Gregory, or Emmanuel McLean.
10.
Dunn, 15-footer.
And looks like Coach Bagwell of Louisburg has been teed up. Official did not like his reaction to the foul call against Mayfield.
There was no contact.
62-60. Makes the first. Jaguars can capitalize here on the free throws. Alvin Singleton.
Tell you what, Petey, it's been a story of, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. You get so close, trying to break over that hump, trying to break through. One free throw prevents you from tying this game. You can't make it.
Dunn will shoot the 2 from the foul. Makes the first. Preddy looked to check in and after the free throw, and Jaguars have a 1-point lead as Dunn exits.
And more importantly, Petey, the Jags have now retaken the lead in the final. And now a steal by McLean, by Alvin Singleton, forces the action, and McLean commits a foul.
So Singleton will head back to the line. So checking in is Taylor. Check in for Bridges. The Hurricanes are 8-8 on the season, 7-3 in Region 10 play. Singleton.
What they also are now is in the bonus for the remainder of this game with 8 fouls. The Jaguars will be shooting free throws from here on out on every foul call.
Singleton makes both free throws, bounces back for the technical foul shooting. Jaguars up by 3. Jaguars get a turnover. Pretty ahead to Singleton. Singleton a hot hand and a hot motivator right now for the Jaguars. 9-10 left. Gregory's three is off the mark. And
good hustle by Linton to chase it down, but the ball deflected off of his leg. So the Jags turn it over again, PD. That's turnover number 13 for JCC.
Dominic Fields getting stat for the rebound. Great defense by the Jaguars. Trying to get it ahead. Looking to get it ahead of the Hurricanes.
The Jags thought they had a steal there, but a foul by Singleton preceded that. Look at the press and the trapping by the Jags.
Taylor with a long three. Quiets the crowd.
And the Jags were doing what they could to chase these guys away from the three-point line, but they couldn't keep up with the ball movement. And now the game is back level again at 65 with 8.5 to go.
4 ties. 4 in the first, 4 in the second. And Michael Linton gets a lob in and goes up, and Michael Linton.
And a nice pass by Preddy to find him down low. Even better moves by Linton to avoid defenders and put the ball back home. Give the Jags the lead once again.
Of a foul. It's Elijah Preddy with a foul.
Yeah, I don't really like that matchup for Preddy against Taylor defensively. Preddy, a scrappy player, willing to defend out in the perimeter for sure, but Taylor a little bigger, a little stronger.
Makes both free throws. It's our 5th tie. Dunn spins, stops, does not pop it off. As Taylor pulls down the rebound. Bridges to Taylor. Taylor hands it off to McLean. Singleton right on McLean's hip. Puts up a shot and forces up the shot to draw the foul.
Got nothing but air on that attempt. All went for naught. So now, again, the Jaguars in a position to retake the lead.
Preddy straight to the hole, a little help off the glass, and fighting for it. Howard on the floor, scrapping. Got a kick ball. Seven 16 left. Johnston checks in for Howard.
Man-to-man defense by the Jaguars. Looks like they've kind of switched off the shot of his own.
3 for Kearney is off the mark. And Michael Linton pulls down the rebound. '27th rebound for the Jaguars. It's 11th of the half.
The Jags are, well, one more foul away from the bonus, double bonus.
Not at his 67 with 6:44 left. We're headed to media timeout. Jaguars and Hurricanes, Battle of Selma.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first flat. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words.
Jaguars and Hurricanes battle through the weather outside at 6:44 left, 67-67. Michael Linton to the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Jags. Michael Linton looking to get his first opportunity for the charity stripe in the second half. Misses.
Sun should no longer be a factor either in the gym, PD, as it's setting outside.
Singleton with the foul.
That free throw good for Allende Taylor. It's 5 of 5 free throw shooting in the second half, PD, and that's given Louisburg College the lead once again. This game back and forth. Couldn't ask for much more here, especially if you're a nonpartisan.
And both
have a
teams
close
missing.
game.
Both teams struggling for the line. 1 point advantage, 68-67, Hurricanes way. Jaguars looking to weather the storm with 6:11 left. 3, nothing but nylon for who else but Emmanuel McLean.
They passed the ball around the perimeter. They waited. They got patient. They found their shot. And now the Jags, once again, have retaken the lead. It's a seesaw battle back and forth.
They hit McLean in the corner. He answers back.
That was a tough shot with a hand in the face. McLean was unbothered, and he gives Louisburg College the advantage again.
Dunn looking for separation on Bridges. His right side to Preddy. Preddy crosses up, stops, does not pop, but fighting for it, Dunn. And coming out with it, Dominique Fields. As the Bridges cross court. Hodges to McLean. McLean had Preddy beat. Preddy blocks. It's out of bounds.
Great athletic play by Preddy to leap up. I mean, you saw the vertical there, folks. He jumped up high to knock that shot down. 19 on the shot clock for the Hurricanes.
This side of Bridges on a mismatch. Drops the elbow, puts up the shot, and slams the ball.
You can hear the calls of a travel by Coach Creasy. Referee didn't see Bridges travel, but he did apparently see Quavon Anderson fouling Bridges on the attempt as he makes that free throw to finish off the three-point play. Don't want to fall behind any further than you are now. You're 2 possessions down. You need to get something out of this one.
Linton driving. Looking to draw the foul and could not draw the foul. 4:35 left. 74-70. Nice rifles, one down low and in the paint and could not connect, but staying, fighting. And Louisburg back to the line.
And Bridges has his double-double. But he's been a menace on the boards for Louisburg. He's really caused some problems for the Jaguars.
But Taylor has been one in the second half. Extends the lead 75-70. Like I stated earlier, Craig, the Jaguars are back home on Thursday against Mountain Gateway. Game tips off at 7:30. I have your coverage right here on Jaguar Sports Network. As the Lady Jaguars are at Denmark Tech in South Carolina. Inside to Michael Linton. Linton dribbles right off his foot, out of bounds.
The wrong
Picking
time.
up the 16th turnover.
The wrong time for a turnover. The wrong time. 4 minutes to go, down by 6. Possessions are at a premium of the highest order right now.
Bridges for 3. Nothing but nylon.
Not quite a dagger, but a punch in the gut for sure.
Dunn. Dunn has not been a factor here in the second half with a turnover, and it's could have been the dagger right there, Craig, 80-70.
Anderson challenged, but was there just a half a second too late. The dagger could be coming right now.
Hands it off right to Dominique Fields, and he fights and gets the offensive board in a putback. It's 82-70. Just like that, Craig, 12-point advantage. In the last 2 minutes and 33 seconds, it's been a 12-0 run for the Hurricanes. We're at 3 minutes, 11 seconds. At the 5:44 mark is a 1-point game, 71-70.
And again, things have slipped away from the Jaguars here very, very quickly. It all started with a 3-point basket by Bridges and then 2 consecutive layups by Fields and McLean. That's what's opened this thing up here for the Hurricanes to have this advantage. But again, turnovers also for the Jaguars, missing at the brim. You know, mistakes that they've created for themselves that put them in this deficit. It's not over yet. You can still come back and win this game, but you cannot make any more mistakes.
I'm going to say this. I said it in the girls' game. The girls fought back. I hear the humming in the distance.
And when you said it, the Jags made a run and made a game of it. As the Lady Jags, some of them are here in the front row. Elena Randolph, Nalia White, Melanie Patterson, all sitting front row. Coach C also at center court watching this game, supporting the men out here.
83-70. Jaguars turn it over once again for the 19th turnover. Last 4 possessions, Jaguars turn the ball over as you see Louisburg just hold.
Timeout called because McLean looks like he got stepped on the other side of the court. He was hobbled. And taking his place, Valon Rivers. McLean looks like he's going to the trainer's table to get checked out. Ball was tipped, should have been a backcourt violation. But instead, a foul call on the Jaguars, and they are sinking into quicksand ever so fast. As the clock is dwindling down, PD, 83-70 with 2:45 to go. Again, just like we saw in the previous game, a missed call here at midcourt. Should have been an over and back on Louisburg.
Traveling down here. 2 missed calls converted into momentum switches because Bridges got the and one and volleying down low and coming out with it Louisburg.
One other big story right now, the Jaguars being out-rebounded 30-22. A lot of that's happened in the second half.
Second chance opportunities. Taylor makes the first. The score does not go with how this game went as Louisburg leads 85-70. It's been a back and forth game all the way till the 5:11 mark.
Jags just got blitzed here ever so quickly, and Taylor is 9 of 10 from the free throw line in the second half.
Jags have not scored in the last 4 minutes. .221 left, 86-70. Right elbow, and that's the dagger.
Took the words right out of my mouth as Ronald Bridges has pretty much put the proverbial nail in the coffin on this one. An 18-point lead with 2 minutes to go. It's a lot to ask.
I don't see Reggie Miller out there.
Or the Rock and Jock 25-point basket. As Johnston misses point blank at the rim, that just emphasizes the disappointment in this final 5 or 6 minutes of the game for Johnston Community College.
.88-70. Jaguars still continue to struggle. 1:18 left. One thing I see tonight that Coach Creasy has not done yet is starting to foul. Usually he fouls, but tonight he's letting them play out, down by 18. Make it 20.
Taylor has had a hell of a second half.
No points in the last 6:02 for the Jags.
Hard to pick a player of the game here, but I would probably have to lean towards, Ronald Bridges, despite Ayinde Taylor having a fantastic second half. Again, second half, Ayinde Taylor, 18 points.
So Jaguars' first points since the 6:02 mark.
Yeah, so if you tuned in late, like Petey was saying, look at the scoring figure. This thing has been academic for a while. That is not the case. The Jaguars just went extremely cold.
90-72. Yeah, Craig, it's like at the 6:02 mark, it was 70-71. Right now it's 90-72.
A 19-1 run by Louisburg College to seal the deal. And you hear their bench. They're clapping it up. They're feeling good about what they've got, about what they've done today. They were able to withstand the runs of JCC, able to settle down here on the road, and looks like they're going to come away with a big road victory and give themselves a winning record on the season.
Yeah, they'll improve to 9-8 9-8 overall, 8-3 in conference play, and the Jaguars will continue to struggle at home on the season as the Jaguars will fall to 3-8 in conference play, 4-10 overall.
Another loss in conference for the Jaguars. Slipping further and further down the rankings here in Region 10. But plenty of basketball still to be played. But you got to believe the pressure's getting tight on Coach Creasy and his team right now to turn things around.
Seconds left. Louisburg with the ball. Bridges basically playing keep away. Shot clock's at 18. Nine on the shot clock. Lobs it in to a cutting and tries to slam it home. Could not convert. And the dagger is done. The first shovel of dirt is third on for Taylor.
As you mentioned, Petey, the Jaguar men will be back here this Thursday to take on Mountain Gateway Community College. Well, I'll talk to Coach Creasy here after the game, get his thoughts on this final 6 minutes and how it unfolded, what they can do to get this bad taste out of their mouth and get ready for Thursday night.
The final 92-74. Your final for Selma. We're going to come right back here with an interview with Coach Creasy and wrapping it up for today's action. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as the Jaguars fall to the Louisburg Hurricanes, unable to survive the storm. With 92 miles an hour windstorm, the Hurricanes come through and swept up the tropical depression of the Hurricanes at 74 mile an hour. I'm Petey Doris. Craig Green has got Coach Creasy standing in right in front of the locker room. Take it away, Craig.
All right, post-game with Coach Jay Creasy. Coach Creasy, I mean, this was a one-point game late in the second half. What happened?
Last 5 minutes, poor offensive decisions, and even worse defense. Struggling with closing out games, close game at the end. They outperformed us. We went flat, fell flat, wasn't able to execute. Made some poor decisions on the offensive end. Gave up, let them play to their strengths on offense, and tied game at the media timeout turns into an 18, 17, whatever point loss.
Got a quick turnaround again on Thursday. Come right back here against Mountain Gateway Community College. What do you know about those guys, and what do you think you got to do to turn this around, get this bad taste out of your mouth?
Well, one thing's for sure, that if we don't rebound the basketball and take pride in defense, we can't expect much different result. So we're going to constantly give up 90 to 100 points, then we're going to have a hard time winning basketball games until we make a decision as a group collectively that we're going to guard. And it's across the board from top to bottom. We got to guard. Offense is cool, it's great, sells tickets, but you don't win if you don't play defense.
You heard it all right there from Coach Creasy. Coach Creasy, thank you so much for your time at the game. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
All right, PD, again, this was a close game that got away at the end from the Jags, but they got a quick turnaround this Thursday night, right back here at 7:30 against Mountain Gateway Community College. We'll see everybody then. PD, back to you.
All right, Craig, thank you very much. 92-74, the Jaguars fall to the Hurricanes from Louisburg College. We're going to come right back here after word and closing stats and the facts of tonight's game right after word from our sponsors.
Adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Years 10 almost for diabetes type 2 with living Ben has mama. In other words, my mom has been living with type 2 diabetes for almost 10 years. So together, we want to say to the 84 million Americans at risk, exercise and healthy eating can help reverse prediabetes. Start by taking a simple 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
Bet he can't say that in reverse.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone? Taking pictures?
No, I'm asking it questions.
Like what?
Hey, Bobo, do flowers have best friends?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, follow me. I want to show you something. Look, flowers do have best friends.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Sweetheart, live with courage.
The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorps.Connect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. Petey Norris, Craig Green, bringing you coverage of tonight's Jaguars basketball and Jaguars Sports Network. Craig, Jaguars second half, final 6 minutes and 2 seconds, only 4 points, outscored 18-4 in the final 6:02.
And that's what told the story of this ball game. Remember, it was a one-point game. It was back and forth. We talked about how competitive it was, how back and forth it was, how much of a seesaw battle it was. But in the end, the Hurricanes were just too much to handle. The wind started blowing, the hurricane warning started coming in, and all of a sudden the Jaguars got swept up in the wind and the dust and the rain. And when the dust settled, it was Louisburg College coming away with the victory tonight.
Yeah, it looked like as they were approaching shore here, they just picked up and started terrorizing everything on land, and pretty much it started at the 6:02 mark, just like 6:02 a.m. in the morning when most hurricanes hit at daylight. But, Craig, I just want to, point out a couple stats there in the second half. Louisburg shot 63%. They were 19 for 30. They shot 42% from three. And they shot 80% from the free throw line. That tells you right there that you're on your way to a victory.
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned the final 6 minutes and 2 seconds of this second half. I mean, and we're using all the analogies in the world, but one that would stick for sure, and that Coach Jay Creasy would probably agree with, is that it was a natural disaster what happened to them in the final quarter of the second half, as they just went completely cold. They were out-rebounded, out-hustled, out everything in the final 6 minutes. And, you got to give a shout-out to Coach Brian Bagwell and his team for, as we said, weathering the storm and coming here on the road, getting a big victory for themselves and getting over the 500 mark to go to 9-8.
Yeah, the Hurricane overpowered the Jaguars dungeon here inside the Richard B. Harrison Gymnasium. Inside the box for the game, the Jaguars shot 47%, 44% from three. Had 22 rebounds, 19 turnovers. Their biggest lead was 4 at 10-6 early in the first opening minutes of the game. Take a look at the Hurricanes. They shot 57% overall, 38% from three. Like I said, 42% of those in the second half. They out-rebounded Jaguars by 11 to 33 to 22. Each team had 19 turnovers. Craig, biggest lead for the Hurricanes was 18, and the Hurricanes defeat the Jaguars 92-74.
It was a concerted, all-around effort for Louisburg College, PD, as they were led in the scoring column by Ronald Bridges, who had 25 points. But really the tail of the second half was Allende Taylor II. He scored 19 points in the second half en route to having 24 points on the game, and then also followed up by Dominique Fields, who chipped in with 13. He was pretty consistent all throughout the game. And then also Malachi McLean finished with 16 points as well. So, you had all your big dogs for the Louisburg College Hurricanes eaten in this game. The Jaguars were unable to keep the main players from Louisburg off the scoreboard and away from the rim. And as we saw, it resulted in a major loss, a 17-point difference in the second half, really highlighted by that late run that we talked about.
Yeah, Craig, like Coach Creasy said, you asked them how they're going to bounce back from Mountain Gateway in 4 days. He said, hey, we have to rebound and we have to play defense.
That's a key to pretty much every ball game. I mean, they got out-rebounded here 33-22. And defensively, they were sucked into 20 turnovers, 19 turnovers. So protecting the basketball and crashing the boards is something that you're going to have to do every single game. But today it was a struggle for the Jags to get that done. And as a result, again, they've lost another home game here at home.
Jaguars fall 92-74 over the Louisburg Hurricanes. Craig, I want to thank you again for coming on with me again. Next up, we have the Jaguars home on Thursday. It'll just be one game as the Lady Jaguars on the road to South Carolina against Denmark Tech. The men's Jaguars team will be back here, tipping off at 7:30. You can catch it right here on Jaguar Sports Network. On behalf of Jaguar Sports Network, presented by High Level Media, we would like to thank you, the Jaguar fans, for tuning in for tonight's Jaguar showdown against the Louisburg College Hurricanes. A special thanks to our producer, Craig, special producer Eric Pushkar, along with color analyst Craig Green. On the camera is Ben Orman. Your final from Jaguar Sports Network, Jaguars 74, Louisburg Hurricanes 92. Next up for the Jags, Thursday against Mountain Gateway right here on Jaguar Sports Network. As we leave you, remember today's actions are tomorrow's results. Good night and God bless from Jaguar Sports Network.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.